That's my sound check. Alright. What is up? As promised, I'd like to share another video of my Grandmaster. This one would cover some of the basics that I think aspiring new players of this class would help out while they're figuring out while they're checking out the class. So on this video, I'll be covering the basics of each skills. I'll be discussing all about the endurance passive. I'll discussing about shoulder thrust, and also I'll be discussing about my very own PvP skill build in arena, my skill build in field PvP, that is Node War, Guild War, Battlefield of the Sun. I'm also going to discuss the branches that I use and why am I using that one, and as well as my farming setup. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right down to it. So alright, so if you're new here and you're growing fond of the whole striker class or the Grandmaster class, in a nutshell, striker is basically a what do you call this? A combo class. Other classes have these types of burst damage skills into it, right? So the thing with Grandmasters is that they are a combo class. What does that mean? It means that we rely so much on our combos to deal damage. If you know right now, a perfect example of the other classes that doesn't rely on combo is one of them is the Zerks. Because of the reworked Reckoning, one Reckoning deals a huge chunk of damage. So for us, in order to deal a lot of damage, we do our combos, and that's that. Alright, so before we jump on to the skills, I'll give you guys a brief information about my own gear right now. Wait, I'm gonna equip everything so that you can see the maximum, what do you call this, the maximum CP that I can achieve. This one, and then my lightstone is, yeah, the tablet one. Right. Okay, so right now my current combat power is at 23,401. So my gear right now is +7, or let's say a HEP, Chaos Gauntlet, a Hex sub-weapon, HEP helmet, HEP armor, Hex gloves, and Hex boots. I have this one right now, so I'm just waiting for my crystals. So for my crystals, my damn crystals, so it's bad, but not really terrible. So these are my crystals. You can replay it. I don't put insert there because Grandmaster's attacks, even though if it's Seret, if the AoEs of Grandmasters is really crap, why would I use Seret then? It's only gonna add one enemy. It doesn't give any significant difference. So might as well focus on the three main branches. So that's Al, Ahib, and Labrev for the crystals. For this one, 21, 21, 20. This one is crap, but yeah, better get crap crystals than nothing, right? So this one, and then this one. You can pause the video if you like. And this one. This is one of my best crystals thus far. And then this one. So I'm still building up my crystal collection. So yeah, as far as enchantment goes, this one I'm still working on it. I'm running low on magical residue or essence. Is it essence or what? And then this one. You can just pause the video if you want. I have HP here because that's one of the next best thing. There's This one, that one. For my accessories. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now that wait, I'm seeing this. So this is my these are my glyphs. Because some of the people might get curious about what glyphs am I using, enchantments and whatnot. My crit enhanced alchemy stone still in NA. And then I have a emblem of radiance. I haven't gotten the pink yet, so yeah. So, all right then. Let's head over to the skills right now. So, in this video, I'll be putting time codes in there so that for those who already know the gist of all the skills, you can just skip to it. I'll be putting down the time codes on the video description down below, or I'll pin a comment so that you can easily navigate to the specified content of this video that you want. So, alright. Okay. Alright. So basically, we only have a few skills that usually is our bread and butter. So we have full force, shoulder thrust, gale force. Cheap shot is really not that used much because it's a bit slow, at least for me. We have knee hammer, energy vacuum, hell sweep, spiral cannon, disrespect. I don't use this, it's crappy, and the buff. Alright, so let's begin first with my PVE build. PVE build, so I have knee hammer, shoulder thrust. Oh wait, this is not my PVE build, sorry. This one. So my PVE build, I have full force there. I have shoulder thrust, gale force, hell sweep. And then on the second tab, I have the knee hammer, shoulder thrust again. I have the Grandmaster skull and the energy vacuum. So why do I have two shoulder thrusts there? It's because I need to convince the whole auto battle AI to use shoulder thrust often because of our endurance passive. So what does our endurance passive mean, or what does it do actually? So this states that we decrease PvP damage when we are immobilized or when we get stunned, dazed, knocked up, knocked down, or basically CC. So we take 10% less PvP damage when we are CC'd. So if we make a mistake, we get 10% less damage from the enemies. So this is actually good for survivability's sake. But the most prominent thing for this one is the increased damage with 25% for the next skill after the shoulder thrust. So if you're having a hard time farming mobs, or you are in a higher CP map, if you spam shoulder thrust, all of the skills that you're dealing will be increased by 25% in terms of damage. Mind you that this is not applied to the flow skill. So the flow skill is this one. Yeah. Alright. So I have the shoulder thrust there, so the flow is the kicks. Right? That's the flow. In PvE I turned it off because it's slow. It is slow. So I only use the shoulder pump thing here because it's fast and has 2-second cooldown. I got it on La Breve branch instead of Al because of the critical chance. So yeah, crit for me is better than base damage, and if the crit procs, and it's much more better. If not, oh well, better luck next time. But yeah, shoulder thrust right now is one of the best skills there is defensive skills, because it grants us forward guard while using the skill, and it has super armor. I don't think any other classes have this immunity here that has both super armor and forward guard at the same time in field. In arena, the super armor doesn't apply. We only have forward guard there, but still, it has forward guard, and it has a 2-second cooldown. That is damn nice, right? So, that is pretty much that covers it. So basically, if let's say if I do a shoulder thrust to confirm. Oh wait, again. Let's do it again. Can you see that? Amplify damage 25%. So basically, it means that I've applied the what do you call this? I've applied the endurance buff. So all of the skills, following skills here, will have the amplify damage there. So that's how the buff works for Grandmasters. So if I'm doing boss rushes, usually I just shoulder press and then shoulder thrust again. Sorry, I pressed it twice. Alright, shoulder kick, and then this one, and then kick, or something like that. So basically, spam shoulder thrust as much as you can. That's why I've got it set on both tabs here, so that when I do the auto battle, the AI would have a higher chance to use shoulder thrust more often. So that's my PVE build. I use this skill build in both farming in Hadum, as well as I use this skill build in Hadum boss rushes. So I put full force there because of the increased AP. So yeah, I also put knee hammer there as a filler in case that some of my skills are still on cooldown. So yeah. So speaking of knee hammer, let's go to my PvP arena build right now. Alright, so PvP build time. I think everybody is keen to know this, but yeah. So in PvP, the usual, the standard, knee hammer, shoulder thrust, gale force, and hell sweep. We have energy vacuum, disrespect, Grandmaster skull, and spiral cannon. Alright. Okay. So basics of knee hammer. For the new strikers there, or for the new Grandmasters, knee hammer right now, or should I say knee hammer now, is one of the best melee engage skills there is in this game, because it has 3 charges. So if I hold this knee hammer skill, 1, 2, 3, it covers a great amount of distance. It's like a dodge, right? It's like 2 full dodges. Let's say, what do you call this? It is one of our mobility skills as well. So 1, 2, all right. So I'm inside the circle. So if I do the dodge, right, it's almost like a 1.5 dodge distance. So what makes knee hammer so good? So based on the description, grants super armor and inflicts stun on hit. Nothing really special, right? But this is what makes it special. It's the flow ravenous. It applies 75% to knee hammer. So if we hold the skill button, we perform an additional attack. Maximum of 2 hits, that's why we have 3 dashes. Grants invincibility while we are moving, and grants super armor while we are attacking. So if I hold knee hammer, that's 1, 2, 3. In between those dodges, can you see that I am there we go. Can you see that in between those dodges we are invincible? So we don't take damage while we are moving, and we have super armor. But what makes knee hammer special is we can linger it. So instead of holding it like 1, 2, 3, we can get our own tempo in using shoulder thrust. We can do it slow. It's like press knee hammer 1, 2, 3. So that's like almost, how many seconds was that? Let's do it again. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's 3 seconds of super armor. That's a maximum 3 seconds of super armor. So We can do it fast. Oh my god. We can do it fast. Oh, it's cool. It's on cooldown. 1, 2, 3. And then we can do it slow. Like so. That's what makes it special. And it has amazing target tracking capabilities. If you're locked onto a target, it's gonna dash right into your target. So we can catch our opponents off guard by making it quick. We can be defensive and can be unpredictable if we slow it down. It depends on your tempo. I can do a lingering knee hammer a bit faster, like say 1, 2, 3, like that. And what makes it special is that usually the combo is this. We have a knee hammer, we have a shoulder thrust with the flow to initiate a knockback, gale hammer, hell sweep, cancel with energy vacuum, and then we grab. And then we shoulder thrust, and then we gale force. Right? So that's one of the basic combos. The basic combo is knee hammer twice, 1, 2, or at least if you land a stun. And then you use shoulder thrust to hit a daze, do the flow to initiate a knockback, then knock down using gale force, and then hell sweep, cancel it with energy vacuum. So do you see that it's much faster? So if we do this, it's slow, right? But when you cancel the last hit of hell sweep with energy vacuum, it's much more faster. So see, it's much faster, and then we can land a disrespect or a grab. And then once you grab them, what I usually do is I do a shoulder thrust and then I do a gale force, so that our finisher has an increased 25% damage. And then I reinitiate my combo again using the hammer, because it's now up. The cooldown is gone. So we can have the potential of reinitiating the combo again because of knee hammer. We can linger it. We can trade super armor with it. One combo that I use is like this one. It's knee hammer. This one. Then shoulder thrust. Then grab. Then this one again. Then gale force. I'm gonna place it. I'm gonna place it on the video down below there. So what makes that combo special? It's because we are using the knee hammer, the usual CC, but after a gale force, I cancel it with the shoulder thrust, so that our hell sweep will have 25% damage. So initially, when we land the stun and then we shoulder thrust, our gale force has 25% increased damage, and then we shoulder thrust, our hell sweep has increased damage, followed by energy vacuum, then we grab, and then we shoulder thrust and then kick again, and then we initiate with knee hammer. So basically, our two bread and butter skills would be the gale force and the gale force and hell sweep. Those are one of the heavy hitters. If you notice, I didn't do the Hadouken part of hell sweep, so I don't have a perfect example here, but let's try it out again. 1, 2, 1. See? Like that. I don't do the third hit. I cancel it straight away with energy vacuum because we extended our combo, so that means there is a big chance that your enemy can get up from knockdown state. So I cancel it right away, use energy vacuum, and then do a grab. So that means we need to be as safe as possible. It's one of the long cooldowns that I did, and I've done it numerous times. But if you want the basic build, which is this one, which is pull down, knee hammer, shoulder thrust, then this one, then shoulder, and like that. All right, I have a. So that's one of the basic combos there. So yeah, you can do that. You can do that, or you can do the long combo from me. So yeah. All right, since I basically covered the PvP arena build, let's talk about my massive PvP build, my skill build. That is this one, skill number 2. Pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. But the difference is that I turned the flow off in shoulder thrust. Why is that? Because the forward guard in SA doesn't apply on the flow, right? The immunities, this one, the flow, if you turn it on, the kicks here, it doesn't have the immunities, forward guard and super armor. So if I hold it, or if I keep pressing on it, like I might do the kicks, and with tons of damage going on in different directions in mass PvP setup, that's going to be like one of the riskiest things that you could do. So that's why I turn it off, so that I won't make any mistake of doing the kicks in shoulder thrust. So if you've watched some of my videos, I don't use the kicks on shoulder thrust, and my usual playstyle for guild versus guild, bots, Ramones, is that I am constantly repositioning myself, right? that's how I play it outside or in field PvP. So what else is next? Okay, let's talk about a quick look. Let's have a quick look about Spiral Cannon. Spiral Cannon, this one is one of the most interesting skills. It's one of our escape skills and can be an engage skill. But the thing is, Spiral Cannon without the flow, if I press Spiral Cannon, the distance is short, right? The distance is short and it's slow. And it doesn't have any immunities. This one doesn't have any immunities. But with the flow propel, we now have super armor while using the skill, but it's not applied in arena. But the drawback is we need to dodge or use evasion before we use Spiral Cannon in order to activate this. So this I'll show you the difference. Spiral Cannon, that's a normal one. So if we use the one with the flow, hold on, that's fast, and that it covers a lot of distance. So I would advise you guys that the Spiral Cannon thing should be done with caution, because sometimes the super armor doesn't work on this one. It's one of those weird broken skills that PA has. So yeah, kind of like now. I'll say, alright, it's working right now. I pressed Spiral Cannon after dodging and it didn't work. Alright, so those are my skill builds. What else? Branch damage. Okay. Here's my branch info. Oh wait, not this one. Wait, sorry guys, I didn't save this one here. Yeah, this one. Alright, these are my branch damage. So for now, my Labrev is set at 57%. So I've used Labrev on my main skills: Shoulder Thrust, Gale Force, Hell Sweep, Energy Vacuum has Ahib, because it has Seret and Ahib only as choices. Why would I use Labrev on Hell Sweep then? Because this one is a multi-hit, or a 4 hits. It's personal preference. I'd rather have critical damage, because critical damage at max is at additional 215% damage, right? And Labrev, what it does is, it increases your critical chance by 10%, if I remember correctly. Whereas on Ahib, it has a 10% damage to cause extra damage. There's this a heap proc damage, those orange damage indicators with numbers. I'd rather have critical damage over a heap for health sweep. It only has 4 hits anyway. It doesn't have a huge number of maximum hits. But yeah, well, that's just me. That is just me. So yeah, you have the choice to use a heap or La Breve, but for me personally, I use La Breve. So yeah, basically those are my branch damage. Pretty boring, right? It's just one La Breve. Sorry, one a heap, and everything is set to La Breve. But for my full force, I use Al. I use Al, not a heap. Al, since I'm using this one as my farming skill, I use Al on it so that we can increase skill damage. So yeah, easily defeat mobs, right? So yeah. Okay, so did I basically cover everything? I think those are some of the basics, right? In my skill build, a brief explanation of the important skills, and yeah. So for those who are interested in playing Grandmaster, or for those who are playing Grandmaster, expect that you get frustrated at first, because Grandmaster is one of those classes that is actually hard to play at first. And it took me a couple of weeks before I can even get the whole tempo of it, especially the knee hammer skill, this one. I'd say practice on getting your tempos right using knee hammer, as well as blocking using shoulder thrust, and then you're pretty much good. So once you get the tempo, or you can now easily adjust your overall speed of your shoulder thrust, and you can actually practice and adapt to certain situations. Either use the slow one and the shoulder thrust, or beat the fast one. If you can quickly adjust right now in your arena matches, then you're actually good, because the engage part is where it usually is hard for some people. So I'd say practice, practice, practice. If you feel frustrated about the class, we've been there. Grandmaster is not an easy class to begin with, but it is one of those classes that is the most rewarding when you get victories, and yeah, if you outplay somebody else, because the adaptability of this class is extremely high. That even with the new meta right now, when it comes to Zergs and Corsairs, Grandmasters can catch up. So yeah, because you can basically throw everything at Grandmasters, and we can adapt to it because of our knee hammer skill as well as our shoulder thrust. So yeah, I hope it helped you guys in some ways. If you have more questions, feel free to comment down below. If you like the content that I'm putting out, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification in there, so that you'll be notified whenever I put up new videos about this class in particular. I also put videos up using my Blade Master, and if ever I use another class to try out, I'm also putting videos in that one, put my thoughts on it. So yeah, that is pretty much it for me. So if you want to see the whole combo in action, you can go to my normal arena videos. I have a few on there. So yeah, and as well as my bots video and guild versus guild, so that you can see in action. So anyway, this is Cap. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.